Okay, in this video we're just going to create a design with some text. I was working on a t-shirt and I just kind of wanted to play around with some different text effects. So basically let's go to our type tool, and I'm using Montserrat, the extra bold italic font, and I have this little light blue color here if you want to use the same thing. It's 3481AD is the color code. And we'll just go ahead and click on the canvas. I'm going to hit backspace and hold down shift and make my number 7. Hit enter. Control T will resize it. I'm going to hold down Alt and just make it big like this. And we're right about here. Alright, so once we have this set up, I want to put some effects to it. So gradient overlay. And I already made this gradient right here. It's just kind of like the lighter blue and then a little bit darker and then some gray on the ends. And then I set the blend mode to multiply. It's on 90 and this can be 100%, it doesn't matter. But you can move it around if you want, but I want it right here. So this is that gradient overlay. Okay, so that is it on that step. And then now we want to add some kind of like some layering to it. So if we control click on that text, it will outline that text for us. Now I'm going to grab a new layer and then grab our gradient tool. So once you select that number, we're going to go up here to select and then modify and then go to contract. And we're going to contract this by let's say 35 pixels and see what this looks like. That's too much. Control Z. Let's go select, modify, contract. Let's do 20. Okay, 20 is about what we're looking for. So just make sure you have a new layer selected, and then your gradient is the same one that I've been using. I just saved it and just called it blue-gray. But you can make a gradient like this to match what you used on your text layer, and then just name it and then hit new, and it will save it for you. So now I'm just going to drag from this corner down about like this, kind of so it just creates a little bit of a gradient in here. Alright, so and then hit Control D, and we're done with that step. Now we're going to do this one more time. Control click, and then let's go up to select, modify, contract again, and let's do this. Let's do 30 because I'm kind of curious. Okay. We did that one 30 pixels. Now I want to be on a new layer, so we'll hit the plus icon down here, and then this time on the gradient we're just going to go straight up and down like so. Alright, so I created that effect. Alright, so now we want to just add some drop shadows. So on the text layer here, the layer above it, the bigger one, we'll double click on that and hit drop shadow, and I have it on multiply. The opacity is at 79, the spread's 11, and the size is 8. And depending on what size that you use, you'll have to mess around with these. And then the angle is at 122. So you can move it around how you want and play with your distance and stuff like that. We'll go ahead and hit OK. Now I want to do the same drop shadow on this next layer, so you can just right click, hit copy layer style, click on this layer, right click, paste layer style, and we have this effect. Alright, so I'm going to do one more thing. We'll control click the initial 7, select, modify, contract. Let's see what 30 does. Control Z, that wasn't enough. We need to do select, modify, contract, 35. Okay, 35 will work. Click a new layer. We need to get rid of this. I mean, you don't have to, but I'm just going to do another gradient across them. Control D. We could leave it there, but if you don't want it, you can just mask it out. And then on this one, we're going to do a drop shadow as well. And then we can bring down our opacity, bring down our distance a little bit, and we have this look here. Okay, so just fixing up some text, and then click on your top layer, click on your bottom layer while holding shift, and you can put them in a group. And then we can hit Control T and kind of move it over here out of the way a little bit. And then let's go ahead and do one more type tool, and this will be an X. Enter, Control T, we'll make it bigger, and maybe put it like so. And we're just going to do the same process on the X. So double click, gradient overlay, okay, control click, make a new layer, control click, grab your gradient, go like so. Oops, Control Z. Let's modify contract it first. Let's do this one only 15. And then grab our gradients like this, Control D. Then we'll control click again, or command if you're on a Mac. Add a new layer, select, modify, contract. Let's do this 15 again. And then on this one, we'll just go up like so. Control D. And then we can add our drop shadows. Double click on the layer style, add your drop shadow, okay, and then same on this layer here. Add our drop shadow, and like I said, you can mess around with it, but that's a cool way to just decorate up some text for like a t-shirt or whatever, or a poster. So we have 7 times, and then I was just going to do like world champ and call it a day. Alright, so that's that. We could select both of these groups and put those in a group, and double click and add maybe some strokes around it. So I have this like gradient stroke that I made. It's kind of that same thing, but I just added some black and some white in there, and then add another black stroke on it, and then you have this effect. So it's pretty cool. Something you can create in just a few minutes, just to make your lettering look a little bit different. And of course, you can take it in camera raw. You can add grain. You can, you can paint on it. You can make other things. But that's it. So, hope this taught you something. If you like it, go ahead and like and subscribe. You know the deal. And we'll see you on the next one.